Every summer, the world's most powerful people gather along the French Riviera. Floating mansions worth hundreds of millions of dollars fill the harbors, owned by billionaires, CEOs, royal families, and some of the wealthiest people on Earth. But look closely, not at the owner, not at the yacht. Look at the flag. You might expect an American billionaire's yacht to fly the American flag, or a British billionaire's yacht to fly the Union Jack. But that's almost never the case. Instead, you'll see flags from places you've probably never even thought about. The Cayman Islands, the Marshall Islands, Malta, the Isle of Man. Why would a billionaire register a $300 million yacht thousands of miles away from home? Is it about taxes, privacy, or is there an entirely different reason? To understand the answer, we first need to understand one simple rule. Every ship on Earth belongs to a country. Chapter 1. Every ship needs a country. Imagine buying a car. You register it with your government. Ships work in a similar way. Every vessel sailing international waters must be registered under a single country. This is known as its flag state. That small flag hanging from the back of the yacht isn't just decoration. It determines which country's laws apply on board. Safety regulations, crew employment, inspections, insurance requirements, even legal disputes. Everything starts with the flag. And unlike your car, the owner of a yacht is usually free to choose almost any country willing to register it. That's where things become interesting, because the richest people in the world rarely choose their own country. Instead, they choose the country that offers the greatest advantages. Chapter 2. The Business of Flags. Narration. At first, it sounds strange. How can a tiny island nation have thousands of luxury yachts registered under its flag? The answer is surprisingly simple. For some countries, ship registration is a business. Instead of exporting oil or manufacturing cars, they export something invisible, their legal system. Countries like the Cayman Islands, Malta, the Marshall Islands, and Panama operate some of the world's largest ship registries. And many of the vessels registered there have never actually visited those countries, because they don't need to. The owner isn't choosing a destination, they're choosing a legal home. Think of it like choosing which bank to use, or which country to establish a company in. You're selecting the system that best fits your needs. For billionaires, that decision can save millions of dollars over the lifetime of a yacht. But money isn't the only reason. A modern superyacht isn't just a vacation home. It's an international business, a floating hotel, a private office, a helicopter platform, a workplace for dozens of crew members. Sometimes, more than 100 people work aboard a single yacht. Managing something that complex requires flexible international regulations, and that's exactly what these registries provide. Simple paperwork, recognized international standards, and the ability to operate almost anywhere in the world. For owners who constantly move between Monaco, the Caribbean, Dubai, or Greece, that flexibility is incredibly valuable. But if it's all legal, why don't all countries offer the same advantages? Because every government has different priorities. Some focus on collecting taxes, others compete to attract international shipping by offering faster registration, predictable regulations, and specialized maritime services. Over time, this competition created an entire global market, not for yachts, but for flags. Chapter 3. Is it all about taxes? Narration. When people hear that a billionaire has registered their yacht in another country, the first assumption is usually the same. They're avoiding taxes. But the reality is far more complicated. Owning a superyacht isn't like owning a luxury car. A yacht may spend only a few weeks in one country, then sail thousands of miles to another. It can cross multiple jurisdictions in a single season. That creates a legal and financial challenge. Which country's rules should apply? Which taxes should be paid? And where should the yacht officially belong? Choosing a flag state can help owners operate more efficiently across international waters. Some registries offer streamlined administrative procedures, internationally recognized safety standards, and legal systems designed specifically for commercial and private vessels. For owners with global lifestyles, that flexibility can be extremely valuable. In some situations, the way a yacht is registered may also affect import duties, VAT treatment, insurance requirements, or crew administration. But there's an important distinction. Using legal tax rules is not the same as illegally hiding assets or evading taxes. One is tax planning, the other is tax evasion, and they are very different. In fact, many of the world's largest companies also structure parts of their international operations across different countries, not because they're breaking the law, but because global business often involves multiple legal systems. For billionaire yacht owners, the principle is similar. The goal isn't simply to pay less, it's to manage a highly valuable international asset in the most practical way possible. Because when a single yacht can cost more than $300 million, even small differences in regulations can translate into millions over time. Chapter 4. The controversy behind the flag. Despite being completely legal, the system isn't for decades. Some critics have referred to these registries as flags of convenience. It's a term used when a ship is registered in a co, rather than because the owner has any real connection to that country. Supporters argue that these registries make global such after all. Modern shipping is an international business. A vessel might be owned by a company in the United Kingdom, managed from crude by people from 10 different countries, and spend most of its time sailing in the Mediterranean. In a world like that, choosing a neutral internati, but critics see it differently. They argue that some registries compete by offering lighter regulations, less administrative oversight, or lower operating costs. Environmental groups have questioned whether some flag states enforce pollution standards as strictly as others. Labor organizations have raised concerns about working conditions for some crews operating under certain registries. And governments occasionally worry that international registration can make ownership structures more difficult to trace. It's important to remember, these concerns don't apply equally to every registry. Countries like the Cayman Islands and Malta generally maintain strong international reputations and follow global maritime conventions. However, the broader debate remains. Should wealthy owners have complete freedom to choose whichever legal system benefits them most, or should luxury assets be tied more closely to the owner's home country? There isn't a simple answer, because this debate isn't really about yachts, it's about globalization itself. Chapter 5. More than luxury. To most people, a super yacht looks like the ultimate luxury, a floating palace built for vacations. But for many billionaires, it's much more than that. It's a private office, a secure meeting place, a mobile headquarters, away from cameras, away from busy airports, and away from public attention. Some of the world's biggest business deals, investment discussions, and partnerships have reportedly taken place aboard private yachts. Not because yachts are glamorous, but because they offer something that has become incredibly valuable: privacy. At the highest levels of business, privacy isn't a luxury, it's an asset, and time is even more valuable. Instead of traveling between cities, executives can live, work, and entertain clients in the same place. For ultra-high net worth individuals, a yacht isn't simply an expense, it's part of a much larger lifestyle, and sometimes a business tool. The next time you see a billionaire's yacht, don't just admire its size or its price tag. Look at the small flag flying from the stern, because that flag tells a much bigger story, a story about international law, global business, taxes, competition between nations, and how wealth moves across borders. The yacht may belong to one person, but the system behind it connects governments, law firms, shipbuilders, banks, insurance companies, and entire economies. Sometimes, the most important business decision isn't the yacht itself, it's the country written on the registration papers. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Behind the Money for more stories about global wealth, business, investing, and the hidden systems that shape the world's economy. See you in the next episode.